Nigerians, let's look at newspaper headlines today, being 28th July of 2026, and see what is trending in Nigeria today. Let's look at the trending news headlines from different newspapers. We will analyze them one by one. We are going to read through them and I will display them on the screen. You will see from Punch to Tribune to Vanguard newspaper to the Nation and many other more. Stick around from the beginning of this video to the end of this video so that you can know what is happening in your country, Nigeria, today. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. First, let's begin with the Punch newspaper, which is one of the major newspaper in Nigeria today, as at today. From the Punch, the major headline in the Punch newspaper says, House faces pressure to summon Bajabi Amila. This issue of concerning the fake agency that has been trending, of which the man was arrested. The man accused the chief of staff to the president, President Bola Tinubu, of paying him a particular amount of money so that he can approve one of the agencies, of which the chief of staff to the president denied that it was not true. And the man laid several allegations, and at the end of the day, he was arrested. So the House of Assembly is now faced with so much pressure to summon Bajabi Amila, the chief of staff to the president, to the House to come and answer some of the questions. Of course, the House of Assembly have the oversight function over the executive, and they have every right, every constitutional right to summon any of the executive member or whomever is accused of insubordination to come and answer questions. So now let's look at other headlines in the newspaper. First, we'll begin from the top. It says xenophobia. Minister meets South African envoy after Tinubu snub. South African government sends one of their envoy to Nigeria concerning the xenophobic attack that is happening in South Africa currently against some other African countries, particularly Nigeria. One of a Nigerian was killed recently, I think about a day or 2 days ago. He was seen in a particular video being tortured by some South African policemen. The next one there, you can see Senate defend boss preaching bill amid public backlash. One of the bill that has passed second reading in the House of Assembly with the state police bill is the ban on public preaching in the bus, a ban in bus preaching particularly. The Senate defends the bill, and you can go to Punch newspaper and read more. The next one is Obi Kwankwaso tickets spark fresh NNPP/NDC shutdown. Because the NNPC party, which is not registered, took NDC to court, and then a judgment which has been delivered a long time ago, about 7 months ago, was recalled back by the Federal High Court in Kogi State. The next one there, you can see 30 killed, houses burnt in fresh Kaduna terror attack. That is on the front of Punch newspaper. And if you go down, you can see that the ones on the right reps other IGP to produce controversial Director General Adeyemi within 48 hours. The next one there, you see call grows to invite COS Akomi over 40 million naira, bribery claims, and others. Next one there on the right, you see no funds released despite approvals, Accountant General tells reps. Also, one of the major headlines on the Punch newspaper there, you can see 2 killed, 3 rescued in Anambra student hostel collapse. Like a hostel collapse in Anambra State, and 2 students were killed. Also, if you go down to the bottom of the newspaper, you can see Speaker impeachment. Ondo lawmakers issue fresh ultimatum. Accuse Aidatiwa. The name sounds really difficult to pronounce. The next there is Nigerian woman dies of cardiac arrest during UK visit. Oh no, may her soul rest in peace. Also, you can go to online and watch or read some of the headlines on the newspaper there. Before we look at other newspaper headlines, let's look at one of the most breaking news coming out today. One of the most interesting news today is the judgment coming from the appeal court. Now, today, the appeal court has ruled that the earlier judgment that was given by the Federal High Court ordering INEC to deregister some political parties, which amounted to about 6 of them or more, that included uh, the ADC, included AAC, and many other parties. Now, the appeal court has ruled that the lower court lacked jurisdiction over that case, and that there's no local standing according to legal terms. Now, let's read directly from Sahara Reporters news handle. As you can see from the screen, Appeal Court fault High Court for judicial insubordination, nullifies order deregistering ADC, Accord, and others. Coming from Sahara Reporters. Now let's read other parts of the news. The three-man panel of the Appellate Court, presided over by Justice Abba Mohammed, in an unanimous decision, held that the trial court had no jurisdiction to hear the case in the first instance. The Appellate Court noted that the trial court was wrong to have proceeded with the delivery of the judgment, despite the order of the Court of Appeal directing a stay of proceedings, which included the delivery of the judgment. It also noted that the first respondent had no local standing to institute the action in the first place, thereby setting aside the judgment of the trial court. If you want to know more of the details, you can go online and read the news on Sahara newspaper handle on Facebook and other social media handle. And you can as well watch them on YouTube and other handles also. Now let's look at other newspaper frontline. If you only see what is happening, I will not be able to read it all because I don't want the video to be too long. You can go online and also read through them. You have the front newspaper of Vanguard here. Go and read through them. You also have the Guardian newspaper, and also you have the Tribune newspaper there, and you also have the Daily Times. You can go online and get more details of all of this news if you want to know more. If you have watched this video from the beginning to this time, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you in my next video.